Alrighty, hello, and welcome to Brawl Brew episode 5. This is a series where I make brawl decks on MTGA and then take them on a test drive to see how they perform. And this episode focuses on Jace, the Perfected Mind, who is a legendary planeswalker Jace for 5 mana, and he costs 2 generic, 1 blue, and a Phyrexian blue. He has completed, where if the Phyrexian is played, then he enters with 2 fewer loyalty counters, has a +1 target up until your next turn, up to 1 target creature gets -3, -0. -2, target player mills 3 cards, then if your graveyard has 20 or more cards in it, you draw 3 cards, otherwise you draw a card. And the ability that matters the most for this deck, -X, target player mills 3 times X cards. So if you haven't figured it out already, this deck is focused around milling the opponent. And you can see from some of the statistics for the deck that we have a fairly low curve. A lot of it is focused on preventing our opponent from interrupting us, just preventing them from playing the game. A lot of non-creatures, very few creatures. The creatures are meant to protect Jace, mostly. But I'm going to switch to our deck stats, which is a website that'll be in the description, as well as a link for Moxfield for a bit more details on the deck. We are running 26 lands. The main is including Jace. Breakdown of the creatures. We have 8. We have a little more, but they belong to other sections. A lot of these are meant to act as blockers for Jace, or help us do stuff like draw cards, threaten the opponent's planeswalkers, remove some of their creatures. We have some counter spells, Spell Pierce, Wash Away, Essence Capture, stuff like this, Negate. All of these serve to protect Jace from opponent removal and prevent them from like ramping early or preventing or playing big threats. We have a little bit of Proliferate and Mill support, and Thrumming Bird is a creature that can help us proliferate Jace if we need to, or other creatures that have counters on them, such as Ledger Shredder, Glistener Seer, Fairy Vandal, the Phallagi Archaeologist. Proliferate works pretty well in this deck, so we have a little bit of it, as well as some removal and counter spells. The Proliferate kind of touches on a whole lot of card types in this deck. And we have one of the more important cards, Cut Your Losses. The strategy with this card is you want to use the casualty 2 to mill the opponent of 75% of their library, which in standard brawl will guarantee that if you play Jace the Perfected Mind and you use his -5, the opponent will have 0 cards in library. It is a guarantee if you can pull off the casualty 2. Otherwise, you would need to use either have Jace above 5 loyalty, which means that he would already need to be like on the field, or you have some proliferators to help you. But this card helps you sneak in the win where the opponent doesn't expect it. So it's it's one of the best cards for the deck. We have a bunch of removal for our opponent to prevent them from having a good board state. Bitter Chill. We have Karn Silex for board wipe. Consuming Tide also as a board wipe. And some ways to shut down our opponent's commander, like Stasis Field or Tamiyo's Completion. Invoke the Winds. And we have a little mini section for card draw. Now I want to note the reason that I put Academy Lore Master in the card draw section is that if you get this out turn 2, what you can do is just pass from your turn, you draw the extra card, you pass, and then you just hold up with instant speed or flash creatures for your opponent. And they will either take advantage of Lore Master and draw a card, in which case that's fine. You can probably play a draw spell at instant speed, or you just counter whatever they play, and you essentially drew 2 cards for 2 mana at your draw step, which is really powerful, and a lot of people cannot deal with this card. If they can't remove it, then you start getting so much card advantage that they are essentially done. So I'm going to show you how much the deck costs. Let's group cards by rarity. So Jace himself is a mythic rare. So we have 2 mythic rares in Karn Silex. We have 13 rares. I should note for the lands that I did have the Mishra's Foundry, or is it Factory? One of those 2 in here, but I took it out because I found that I rarely used it. And I added in Mirex instead in case you needed 1 more power to do Casualty 2 on your Cut Your Losses. Because I often have run in a situation where I just have a creature with 1 power on board. So we have 13 rares, 9 uncommons, and 13 commons, and 26 lands. And on the deck stats for the deck stats website for the deck, I have a Maybeboard here for if maybe you don't have some of these cards in the main deck, or if standard rotates, which it's going to do in about a year, then you can have some backup cards to fill up the missing ones. I don't have that on the Mox field, but it is here on deck stats, and all these will be in the description. So okay, let us switch back to Arena. We are good with the deck, and we're going to do 5 games to see how it performs. Which, I already know this deck is very, very powerful, but I'm just hoping that the games give us the opportunity to show that, because it does well against like every deck. Control decks, aggro decks, it does well against pretty much all of them. You can either wipe their board, or control decks, control decks have trouble against mill. So this deck crushes them. Alright, first opponent. Arena is struggling a little bit. Yenna, Redtooth Regent. I need to read what they do. Just target enchantment you control. Create a token as a copy of it, except it's legendary if it's an aura. Okay, so we have some enchantment stuff. I think this hand is fine because I can use Karn Silex to blow up their enchantments, so I will keep it. And we get to turn 1 Glistener Seer. Nice little blocker and scry creature to help us hit our land drops. And pass. They are ramping. That's fine. Let's do the scry. We don't need a 4th land at the moment. Oh, we got a Field of Ruin. That's pretty cool. I could play Karn Silex to get that going, but I also have Cut Your Losses here, which is not bad. So some tough decisions. I think that I play out Jace, try to get them to use removal on him, and get his loyalty building pass.
You can be made to obey.
And if they have some sort of aura removal that makes him not have his abilities, then I can use Karn's Silex to get rid of it. Alright, they play Red Tooth. That's fine. I'm gonna activate the Seer. Ooh, I'll take an Aether Channeler. I can bounce their Yenna. Yeah, let's bounce Yenna. And I will plus on Jace. Pass. So we could win in 2 turns if the opponent doesn't deal with Jace. And we get to hold up with Reject Imperfection. Okay, I could keep this and play it, but I kind of want to go for a land here. Yeah. Let's try to find a land. Okay, we have a fairy, so that works out for me. I am going to minus on him this Bramble Familiar and pass.
Heal.
So if we draw a land, we can use Cut Your Losses and then mill them with Jace for the win. I'm just wondering what they can do here. That's not an enchantment, no, okay. So I'm hoping for a land drop. If I don't hit it, then I might use the minus on Jace to pull our land. That is fine. We'll let that happen. Skrell's Hive, I'm going to count... Well, I don't need to counter. Yeah, that's fine. We'll let him have it. Normally that card is a problem, but it's a bit late to the game here. Okay, we'll block with Glistener Seer. I will flash in Fairy Vandal. Alright, we hit our land drop, so I get to show you what this deck can do. Let us do that. Casualty 2, we double this effect. They will mill about 11. Ooh! That is really bad. Wow, okay. Interesting. I haven't had that happen before. Okay, so now the plan changes substantially. So Jace is going to... Okay, so now we just have to win with Jace. This game just got a lot more interesting. Yeah, normally that is a card that I have not seen used to prevent Jace. Usually, oh boy. Yikes. Okay, yeah, we are in some trouble here, but we have an out with Karn's Silex, so we can use Karn's Silex to help the scenario.
All will witness Phyrexia's
But yeah, that was a pretty good turn for our opponents. I'm going to play Karn's Silex, and they already played a Boseiju. They get to draw. Little bit of a tricky situation here. We kind of have to play it out. They have Elish Norn, which is fine. We can counter Elish Norn if need be. But yeah, we're in trouble here. That was a pretty explosive turn for the opponent. Things did not go well. Oh, they can just copy that. Yeah, we might be dead. I didn't think about that. Might seem cliche, but this never happens. So, okay, we need to pull a Consuming Tide, otherwise we are dead. I'm gonna counter Elish Norn. Yeah, that's rough. What can we do here? Okay, well, I'm going to use Jace to
The data required.
If you haven't figured it out, that is backbreaking for us. We just might be dead here. It's also like the one time that you have hexproof matters. But yeah, we need to pull. Interesting.
I will iterate on my performance.
We need to pull Consuming Tide, otherwise we are dead. Oh, okay. Wait. They might die. Okay, so we have a chance.
Educated in Phyrexia's ways.
Actually,
Retreat is the sensible action. All your hopes and dreams were for nothing.
I don't know why they copied that. But, okay, how much damage do they have over? They have 6, 8. No, we're dead. Yep. Wow, that is the first time I have seen a card prevent mill in standard. That is a rather unfortunate showcase. Like, that never happens. It never ever. That is the very first. I have played this deck a lot. That is the first time that has ever happened to me. Very first time. I'm in shock. Incredible. Well, we're just gonna pretend that that didn't happen. Rocco, Cavalry Caterer. So that game would have been a win if it wasn't for that. Ooh, okay. We have some Academy Lore Master draw going. I can maybe showcase that strategy. That'll make up for the unfortunate game one that we had. Unless they kill Lore Master, but we shall see. So then we just hold up. Well, we don't have any counter magic at the moment, but we hope to draw into it. They also might just remove it. Oh, okay. Want to play an additional land? That's fine. Draw an additional card? Yes. No attacks. They could have a Wandering Emperor. I don't want them to exile Lore Master. They decide not to draw. That's fine. Weaver of Harmony, Spirited Companion, okay. We're gonna draw an additional card. And pass. Okay, they're gonna name Jace. They can double this effect, right? With Weaver? Or not? No, they can't, okay. Okay, that's fine. Well, I could, in response, Tamio's completion, because I can just return it. With the Consuming Tide. Their board also isn't super threatening. I could just draw an additional card here, hold up a negate, and potentially the Soaring City. Pass. They can draw an additional card now, if they want. We can also Memory Deluge. Probably not going to do that, though. Okay, they drew an additional card. They attack in. They can exile my Lore Master. That's fine. Ooh, Wash Away. Essence Scatter, all good. Okay. I'm going to Haughty Jin and Consuming Tide. And we are going to keep our Haughty Jin. The nice thing about this is even if they return their Weaver of Harmony to their hand, we still get back our Tamayo's completion, whatever. Okay, they wanted to keep Curse of Silence, that's fine. They play Kami of Transience, Spirited Companion. They want to buff the Kami. That is also fine. I am going to play a Ledger Shredder and Inventive Iteration. Let's send back, I guess, Stasis Field. Maybe yeah, Stasis Field, let's send that back. Balance the Kami. We can attack in for 2. So I would say about 95% of the time, 99% of the time, this deck wins by mill, but it doesn't have to. We could just win with damage. That is a possibility. Is this a cast trigger? No, when he enters. Okay. We can counter Rocco all day. That would be fun. They play the Kami, that's fine. Another Kami. I don't need the land. Well, I don't need the experimental augury, I guess. Whenever one or more counters we put on permanent control, put on that many +1 counters instead. Fine. They get a Weaver of Harmony. Do I want to counter that? I might. They can double up enchantment effects. Yeah, let's counter that. We get to draw a card. I could play him for 5, or I could Mesmerizing Dose on the Kami to proliferate. And suddenly we are the aggressor. And they're dead in 2 turns. We have answers to their removal, which is great. And we have a Living Breakthrough, which is also great. I'm worried about Rocco here. Not gonna lie. That is fine. We can put that down. Make it so that they can't do anything. There's some kind of enchantment deck. That is fine. Flip the switch. I guess we can toss flip the switch. They're not gonna, you know. I'm gonna put down Yenna. Attack in with everything. I could play Jace, but I think I'm just gonna pass. Hold up Memory Deluge. And we can counter like everything that they do, so I'm not worried. I think that we have this in the bag. So our first game, our opponent has a hexproof trick to prevent them from being milled in one turn. And in this game, we win with damage. This is such a bad display of this deck, man. This is such a bad display of what it does. This isn't what it does. It doesn't act like this. You saw how it acts in the first game, and it would have been successful if not for one card, one singular card that the opponent could use. Oh my goodness. This is too funny. Nope. Counter. Yeah. Didn't matter which one we used. Alright. That's 2 games. Big 2. Let's see if we can pull out a mill victory now. Glissa. Okay. It's kind of a bad matchup for our opponent. Ooh, this hand is good. We can just counter Glissa all day. Even... Okay. We're gonna do 6 games today. That doesn't count. Kyodai. This guy is weird, but this hand is fine. This deck is scary though. So we could Fairy Vandal and then play Jace to do the -2. That wouldn't be bad. Fairy Vandal. They have a Blast Zone, okay. Did they kill Fairy? Maybe. I'm a little suspicious of what they could have, so I'm just gonna pass the turn. They could kill Fairy, that is a possibility. Okay. I can let that happen. That's fine. I could have used Spell Pierce, but I want to hold up Flip the Switch. or experimental augury. Okay, experimental augury. We want to land. Land, okay. No counters for you. Okay, Field of Ruin is nice. I will play a Thrumming Bird. Which they can kill if they want. Tick up Blaststone, kill Thrumming Bird. Is that the play here? Okay, I'm gonna play Jace for the Phyrexian cost. They can counter if they want.
Kapask, Imasahak.
But I'm going to attack in with Throwing Bird. They can flash in Coyote. I will counter that. Can do that. Minus. Select none. I hope that they don't have a haste creature.
Subdued.
And Spark. Rupture enters the battlefield. Draw a card. Each planeswalker with one or more loyalties on it loses. Okay. Why are we playing against all of the people with counterplay, man? I guess that we're on the beatdown now. Well, good sir. Hats off to you. Are they gonna kill Jace? I'll spell pierce that, yeah. We're gonna have a big boy on our hands. What else do they have? No. Play the land and turn. Okay, now they can kill Jace if they want. Ah, I see. Interesting. Well, if that's what you're doing, then, you know, I'll just do that. Take action.
All will witness Phyrexia.
This was a weird game.
Nothing could be more vulnerable than
pay for Jace. They counter, maybe? Dissipate, okay. Take that action. Now they could be holding up with counter magic, that would be bad, but... Okay. We got the mill victory! That was a very weird game. That was very weird. Like, our Jace was suddenly a beat stick. Our opponents have all of the weirdest answers. This is so weird. Okay, we are 3 games in, and we still have not had a typical game of Jace. We have not played him out like he should. Flying Hexproof, each instant and sorcery in a card that's exactly 2 colors has Jumpstart. That is Hexproof? Hexproof from monocolored. Ew, boy. This hand is not good for that. Mulligan. This hand is better. We take that. Hold up a negate. Do I want them ramping? I guess they can, that's fine. I could have countered that, but I'm a little more worried about Niv Mizzet.
Is wasted. You cannot heal.
Hexproof from monocolored is pretty hard to overcome. Okay.
A minor setback.
Take action.
Phyrexia's plan.
Ooh, we have our Fairy Vandal. End turn. They can play Niv Mizzet if they want. Yep, okay. So we're going to Fairy Vandal. Spell Pierce. Or, sorry, Essence Capture. Invoke the Winds, huh? I think I'm going to bounce their Root Creeper, Root Coil Creeper. Swing in with the Fairy Vandal. We might be dealing damage again this game. They are 5-color nonsense, so that is scary to deal with. Alright. They can Root Creeper, Root Coil Creeper, I mean. I'm just gonna take that. Okay. I think I just pass. Okay. Add 1 mana of any color with that blue. Memory Deluge. Search for a counter spell. Hey, we found one. Essence Capture. And... a land. And I'm going to Spell Pierce that. So they can play Niv Mizzet or try to, but we will counter again. Okay. We have I'm going to tap. Wait, no, I'm not going to tap him. Do I start milling here? I could start milling. But no, I don't have enough like mana for that. Okay, so we're gonna put in Haughty Djinn. They can't cast 3 mana spells. I'm gonna use the Phylagi Archaeologist. They can't use 2 mana spells. No pickups with that. That's bad, but oh well. We can negate their stuff. They're gonna go through their deck. This helps us with Jace. Siphon Insight, okay. They can certainly do that. Nope. Rejected. I don't have any 4 mana counter spells, so I can just go in with everybody here. They Siphon Insight. I will Memory Deluge. Well, I don't yeah, I'll Memory Deluge. Prevent them from playing 6 mana cards. Reject Imperfection is good. A land is also good. Well, I can take Reckoner Bankbuster too. But whatever they play, we can reject Imperfection. Do they play Niv Mizzet? They do. Counter. Yet another game where we don't showcase what our commander is good at doing. I swear I am going to have to play an extra game to showcase what this okay, well, you kind of saw from the first game what this commander does. It just happens that our opponent had the one answer in all of Standard. They had the single one answer. That is 4 games, and we have not milled an opponent to death. Okay, well, actually, we did mill the Kaiose to death, technically. They would have been milled to death if they didn't concede. Hopefully, this game, the Goose Mother. What do you do? Enters with X, sack of food, draw a card. Sure. Be my guest. We have the counters. Maybe this game will let us mill. I'm going to play a Ledger Shredder. If they want to play Goose Mother, that's fine. I'll play Dream Shacklegeist. Okay, Dream Shacklegeist. Tap Goose Mother. So now if they attack with it, then we're still on the aggro here, man. Come on. Tap Goose Mother. If they want to protect it, fine. What does the Royal Roll do? He has Ward 1. Oy. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. But I guess it's fine. No attacks. Sure, they have Ward 1. That's fine. No. No ramping. You can attack in, that's fine. Academy Lore Master! We can start drawing! Let's... No. Decline. No attacks. So now we can start drawing a whole bunch of cards. I can't believe we are on the attack again. Cannot believe it. We will draw an additional card, that is fine. So this time I will tap. But then what do they do? Okay. Okay. Sure. Why not? Why do you have all of this protection? They can draw if they want, that's fine. They're not going to. They chose not to. Nope. Ooh. Let's toss the negate. Draw an additional card? No. Okay. This time, this single time, the deck is going to do what it was meant to do. The question is do we attack in... I'll attack in... Decline. Attack in with that. Attack in with the Academy Lore Master. Attack in with Ledger Shredder. If they want to block the Lore Master, that's fine. No, it's not to. Okay. Well, I don't want them to be constantly drawing cards, so I'm going to sack the Lore Master to mill them. Okay. Now we just play Jace until he comes out and sticks on the field. That's all we have to do. I probably should have kept that negate, now that I think about it. Keeping Stasis Field doesn't make sense. But we can play Jace 2 more times. They need 2 counterspells in hand. What are the odds? Oh boy. Alright, we don't need a Stasis Field. But yeah, they are dead to mill here. Let's try and get them out before they concede.
The weak-minded will be educated in Phyrexia's ways.
They mill.
Solution must be I pull one
And we pass, and they die.
ravels.
Okay. That time, Jace performed excellently. That time, that game went how the deck is supposed to go. But as you can see, Jace can do other things too. But that is the one combo with the deck that you genuinely want to pull off, if you can, is hold for cut your losses and Jace. But you don't need cut your losses to win the game. You just need to play Jace 3 times for the full amount, which shouldn't be hard to get to because of all the disruption and blockers that you have that you can just, you know, hold off. So we showed off, where is it? We showed off the Academy Lore Master, drawing us cards. We showed off, well, the Silex as removal. We showed off some Proliferate stuff with Thrumming Bird, Jace attacking as a big beat stick. Stole our opponent's stuff. You saw all the counters. So I think that you got a pretty good gist of what the deck tries to do. We technically milled 3 opponents to death. It's just that one of them said no to that happening. So we went 4 wins out of 5. That's honestly, I feel like this deck does better than that. This deck is just so powerful. But anyway, so that's it for this episode of Brawl Brew. Have fun with Jace. I might come back to him once Standard rotates in about a year. But if I don't, then you can just look at the Maybeboard on deck stats. I still have that open here, so you can see the Maybeboard, which has a lot of newer cards in it and more Proliferate stuff if you want. But yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.